It's time to talk business thanks to our partners Forsyth Barr. The biggest company in the world produced the biggest quarterly revenue in its history yesterday, and yet it didn't excite investors. Here to discuss why is host of Herald NOW Business, Garth Bray. Thanks for being with us, mate.
Thanks, mate.
As usual, so run the numbers for us first. How did Nvidia do?
Nvidia, yeah.
Nvidia?
Yeah, Nvidia. Oh, there's a bit of debate. I mean, they go for a slightly odd name there. I think it's Latin for envy us or whatever. So 68.1 billion, that was up 73% year on year for that quarter, and that beat the expectations of about 65.7 billion US dollars. And it's looking to report, I think, something like 78 billion in the next quarter. These are just staggering telephone size numbers, right?
I mean, it's amazing. So what's the share price looking like?
Down.
Why?
It's dropped about 5%. It's erased all of the gains from yesterday. Basically, it didn't crack $200. When you are huge and you are already kind of priced for perfection, when you deliver perfection, people go, okay. It's largely because I think the picture behind this is that we're not seeing how it's going to make money from the services that it's providing to businesses. You know, they're building the infrastructure, they're building the railway that AI will run on, but people are yet to see how some of the companies that are going to make money off that are going to make money off it. So largely this has been driven by the 650 billion US dollars worth of investment that companies like Meta and Google and so on are going to plough into it. And that's all kind of accounted for. So people are going, yeah, huge numbers, great result, but we expected big things of you, you delivered. And there's this kind of background fear from investors at the moment. I think that that maybe the AI optimization, the adoption is not going to quickly deliver the returns that justify the huge amounts of money that's being invested, borrowed, and put on the line to build it up. So just a little bit of a cooling off there.
Yeah, that's fascinating. Okay, so we heard from Salesforce yesterday as well.
Another huge American company.
Yeah, so how do they fit into this story?
They're the people, they're the prospectors that are out there buying those picks and shovels. They're out there, you know, doing the digging kind of thing, and they're the ones that are trying to get money out of businesses. They run a huge number of sort of back-end services there for businesses, and they reported revenue that was just a shade under what was what was expected, 11.2 billion, 12% growth, and yet, yeah, they traded down as well, just because of that fear that AI might actually produce other applications that are going to be even better at what they're doing and will overtake them at some point.
Okay, and you've got a report today from the financial services sector. This is interesting, which is claiming to have overtaken agriculture as a bigger part of our economy here.
Sure, which if you're closely watching the stats, is probably no surprise, because when I looked, they're probably their March 2025 data, so let's see what the last 12 months have done. But they're saying, yeah, look, they're a $16 billion industry. Agriculture is about 14.8 billion in our, in terms of our GDP, and its construction's about 16.6. So they're about the seventh biggest part of the economy, 73,000 jobs. It's a bit of a look at me, don't regulate us, please, kind of a thing. But I guess off the back, interesting, I suppose, of how KiwiSaver has grown, look, over $140 billion of funds invested. The managed funds area is about $363 billion, so that's a lot of money and a lot of people at work trying to work out how to make more money out of that or manage it or do the compliance and so on. And I guess some productivity gains there, but really, according to the note in the report I said, most of those were sort of 2000 to 2010, but tapered off since then. So let's see how that whole AI picture plays out when we start seeing it work. Yeah.
Okay, and the PR industry is in a bit of a froth at the moment about a success story. So what is the story exactly?
A success story, a success fee actually, which is, so this is a wee story that Thomas Manch at Business Desk has been following pretty closely this week. It's a company, Silvereye, and a developer, Gillies Group. Malcolm Gillies, pretty well known Wellington developer. I think he's got.
I know Silvereye, yeah.
And so they went to court. They'd been in mediation. The court said, no, we're going to set this aside. They were chasing Gillies for a $3.2 million success fee, actually nearly 3.5 once you add interest, for a deal that they helped, basically, they said, arrange. Kāinga Ora was going to take a share in a company that they were going to do for some development, and then it said, actually, no, we'll just buy some land or lots off you. And so a bit of a dispute between the two companies about whether that success was total, because of the changed arrangement. But I guess the whole point was the fee was all kind of confidential. It came out of some court documents that Thomas got his hands on, and that's prompted some responses from other NPR saying, hey, we don't charge these colossal fees. I think one of them is
what
saying,
are we talking?
Yeah, an affront to decent society, I think is how one PR firm, Uffy, is calling it out. So they're doing some PR on the PR people and counter-PRing, and then she's, Holly Bennett, the principal there, has released their rates card today saying, well, this is what we charge people, we don't do success fees, and this is maybe a call for a bit more openness and transparency. Silvereye, for its part, it's saying, no, look, we think we've got a case that we've vindicated, but we're not going to say more while it's still before the courts. Yeah.
So a $3.2 million success fee?
For basically, they said it was part of the contract. They said it was part of the deal to try and get this deal over the line, but then the deal changed slightly. So I guess the developer's saying, no, we didn't get quite the deal that we were looking for, so we're disputing that fee.
Okay, interesting. Well, you can read more about it on Business Desk.
You can. We'll be back a bit later at 8:30 with some half-year results and so on. Quite a few, about 10 companies, I think, reporting today, so don't expect every one of them to make it. I think I will take a look at Port of Tauranga, though, because that's a big export destination, big export lens, so we'll see how that goes.
Absolutely. We'll see you a bit later in the show. Thank you very much, Garth Bray.